Who actually needs a 42-inch outdoor propane fireplace that runs on natural gas when half the backyard setups already have a basic fire pit? If you're eyeing this Empire Outdoor traditional 42 unit, the real question is whether you're replacing an old rusted box or finally stepping up to something that looks like it belongs in a magazine spread. It's not cheap, and once you bolt it down, moving it isn't happening. So let's talk about who this thing is actually good for, who should walk away, and whether the price tag makes sense for a normal weekend griller instead of a contractor. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent the last month digging through the 200+ ratings and watching install videos from people who actually mounted this thing, and the pattern is clear. If you already have a covered patio, or a semi-enclosed deck where wind isn't constantly blowing out flames, this fireplace becomes the centerpiece instead of an afterthought. The 42-inch width gives you real flame length. Think 2 logs side by side so you're not staring at a tiny flicker. That matters when you're trying to keep 4 adults warm while the kids toast marshmallows. On the flip side, if your space is wide open, or you get gusty evenings, you'll spend more on wind guards or a roof extension than you saved by skipping a smaller model. Setup is where most buyers underestimate the work. This isn't a plug-and-play fire pit. It's a 150-pound appliance that needs a concrete pad, a gas line with the right pressure, and a shut-off valve within reach. If you're comfortable running inch black pipe, or hiring a plumber for an hour, you're fine. If you're still using a Weber and a propane tank on wheels, budget an extra afternoon and maybe $150 for a Pro to tee into your existing line. The manual is decent, but the diagrams assume you already know what a drip leg is. If that term sounds foreign, pause and watch a couple of Empire install videos first. Daily usability is where this fireplace earns its keep. The electronic ignition lights reliably, even after a rain, because the burner sits under a protective ledge. That's the kind of detail you only notice when your fingers are cold and the starter keeps failing on your cheap box. The 72,000 BTU output sounds like overkill until you're trying to heat a 1,216-foot screened porch on a 45-degree evening, and the infrared heat actually reaches the corners. The catch? You'll hear the burner roar when it kicks on, so if you're the type who likes ambient flicker over whoosh, this might feel industrial. Also, the glass front gets hot enough to burn skin in seconds, so if you've got toddlers or a dog that thinks glass is a chew toy, plan a low fence or a permanent screen. Where the value actually hides is in the little conveniences most buyers forget to price out. The matchlight option is there if the electronics ever hiccup, the stainless burner won't warp like cheap cast iron, and the logs are ceramic, so they don't turn to ash after 2 seasons. Compare that to the $200 big box models that need new logs every year, and a new regulator every 2. Over 5 years, the Empire can end up cheaper even with the higher upfront cost, but only if you're actually using it more than twice a month. Who should skip it? If your patio is smaller than 1,010 feet, the heat will feel like standing next to a jet engine. If you rent or move every few years, the concrete pad and gas hookup are sunk costs you'll never recoup. And if you're still deciding between propane and natural gas, remember that swapping later means pulling the unit off the pad and recertifying the gas line. Another reason to pick one fuel type and stick with it. Who should buy it? Picture your typical Saturday, friends over, drinks in hand, the grill going, and the fire already warming the seats before anyone even asks for a blanket. If that scene happens more than once a month, this fireplace stops being a luxury and becomes the reason people linger instead of drifting inside. It's also the rare outdoor appliance that appreciates in curb appeal, unlike a rickety fire pit that looks sad after 1 season. Link in the description if you're still weighing options.